What is up, YouTube? Welcome back to Ponsa Chick Vlogs. If you are new, hi, my name is Christina. So nice to see you that you are here and stopping by. Really greatly appreciate it. This video is going to be pretty cool because it's going to be a story time that talks about my career as a model and actress and how I ended up getting my first talent agent. So if you are browsing around and looking for a talent agent, then this video is definitely for you. Looking back at the year of 2017, so last year, I was a senior at UNT, University of North Texas. I had graduated with a BA in theater performance. But during my time at UNT, my last semester specifically, I knew that I wanted to get an agent before I had graduated because it would have just been so much more work to do it after I graduated, especially, once you graduate from college, you just want to relax, you want to have everything kind of ready, you want to have your job available for you, if you were scouting for jobs, you really don't want to do everything last minute. So I started looking for agents and asked a couple of my friends, if they had an agent, and two of them did, and they were actually both in the same agency. They gave me some good recommendations about this specific agent, and what I did was research every single agency in my area and followed them on Instagram. That way they would see that this girl followed them, and hopefully they would look at my page and see if they would reach out to me. But luckily that did happen with my friend's agents. They reached out to me through Instagram. And they were like, hey, we would love to have you submit to us. Just send a resume and headshot, and we'll see what happens from there. And I was like, awesome. I already know two people from this agent. That's great. The good thing about doing this my senior year was I was able to ask advice from my college professors who were professionally working in the industry for advice in regards to my resume and my headshot. And so I was able to kind of get that cleared before I submitted all my stuff to the agency. A couple days later, I got a response from the agents saying that they really liked my resume and my headshot, and they would love for me to come in and have a meeting and audition. And so I thought, okay, sweet, why not, that's awesome, this is what I've been wanting. I want to have an agent before I graduate so I could start getting to work as soon as possible. They also said that I needed to have a monologue. I am not a fan of doing monologues. I really do think that a monologue does not portray the best potential in someone. I prefer having a demo reel, but at that time I did not have a demo reel, and I'm still getting one done. And if you don't know what that is, it's pretty much a compilation of all your work that you've done, whether it be in film or theater, mostly film, I believe. And you just put that together, your best scenes, and then you send it out to the agent and they can see your work. I thought that was better, but I had to do a monologue. I thought, what monologue am I gonna do? I really didn't have one up my sleeve because that semester I wasn't taking as many acting classes as I did the previous semesters. But I was taking a Shakespeare class, and we had been working on Shakespeare monologues all semester long. I was getting critiqued on these monologues by my professor and my peers, my classmates, and I had rehearsed it and performed it so many times in front of my class that I thought I should just do this monologue in front of my agent. I know it's not very common to do a Shakespeare monologue as for an audition. If it's not specifically for theater and for a Shakespeare play, usually people will do a film monologue or something different. But at that point, I was not struggling, but just so busy with wrapping up the semester, getting things done, getting things submitted. I did not have the time to just go out and look for another monologue to memorize and I just felt more confident in just doing the Shakespeare monologue because my teacher had already helped me out with it. I ended up going to the agent to meet with them. The first thing that happened, I walked in. No one was in the lobby, so I rang this little bell at the front door, or at the front desk. Excuse me, my throat was kind of dry. And this lady comes up, she's like, hi, I'm like, hi, I'm here, I have an audition. I'm meeting with so-and-so, And she's like, oh yes, you can just sit down. And then I had my headshot and my resume with me. And then I go in there and I meet the agent. It's the agent and then the creative director, the person who's like in charge of photography and all that stuff. I didn't really feel very nervous. I was pretty confident because the first thing they asked was, tell us about yourself. And I thought, well, I mean, I shouldn't be nervous about talking about myself. So I just talked about how I was in school and I was graduating and how I did all these films and how I did a film with someone who's already in their agency. And they really liked that. After I talked a little bit about myself, you know, said some special skills that I had or unique things, then they asked, do you have your monologue? And I was like, yes. And then they're like, okay, go ahead and perform it for us. And I was like, okay. Oh my god, what is happening? I need some water. Texas heat, guys, it's for real. Okay, so they're like, perform your monologue. And I was like, okay. I performed it exactly how I did it in class. And this monologue I did, it was, I did the monologue from Romeo and Juliet. It was Act 2, Scene 5, where Juliet is anxiously waiting for the nurse to come back with the news of her and Romeo's marriage, and she is not on time. And I asked, is it okay that I start on the floor? Because that's how I did my monologue, and she was like, yeah, that's fine. And so I did it, super dramatic, and they were like, wow, that was great. They were like, why did you choose that monologue? And then I explained, well, I'm in this class right now. It's very difficult. I've never done Shakespeare in my life. And I thought, you know, it'd be a great way to challenge myself. I could have just done any other monologue, but this is something that, you know, this is real art. Not saying that other monologues aren't real art, but, you know, Shakespeare's hard, guys. It's not your everyday language. I mean, it's English, but it's like a thou art there who hath. And I struggled in that class just understanding what I was reading. But I think because I chose that and I said it was a challenge, I think that impressed them more. And they're probably not used to getting people to do Shakespeare monologues anyways at audition, so I think that was a really good choice. Yeah. After that, they just like kind of read over my resume again and said, well, you have a lot of great things. You've been in films, and by your height, you're definitely commercial market. You're definitely like, your look is definitely going to be in the commercial market, which basically means print, advertisement, things like that, but no high fashion because I'm not 5'8", I'm only 5'2", which I knew was gonna happen. And then they're like, well, great, we know, thank you so much, we really love your personality, we really love your book, and you know, we'll like contact you if we end up choosing you so that you can come to finalize everything and sign the contract. So I left and I went into my mom's car. My mom actually took me to the audition. I was like, Mom, it went really well. Like, it was great. I did the monologue. I didn't mess up. They were super nice. They were like so friendly. It wasn't intimidating at all. I just felt like I was confident within myself and I gave it my all. And literally maybe a week later, not even a week, I think, I got the notification or got the email saying, Christina, we would love to have you come back to sign a contract if you want to choose us. We loved you, your performance, and everything about you, your resume, etc., etc. And I was like breaking out because everything was going according to plan. I was gonna be able to graduate with having an agent already. I was so happy. And I remember going to my professors and being like, hey, I went out to my audition and the agent responded and they want me, and they were so happy. I was happy, they were happy. I felt like I was going on the right track to starting my career after I graduated. I felt like after I got my agent, a lot of my peers were like really supportive and they like asking me questions like how it was, and I was really happy to explain to them that it's really not intimidating. You know, you just gotta be yourself. They're looking for authentic people and they just want to see who you are. They don't want to see someone that you're not. I never in my life thought I would actually get signed with a talent agency. And that was it. I signed with them late April. I graduated in May. And I started going to auditions after I came back from my vacation from Japan. I told them, I was like, hey, well, you know, I know I'm signed now, but I don't want to start working until I finish graduating. And they were totally fine with it. There was 1 month where I didn't do any work until I graduated, and then I came back from Japan, and they said, yeah, we don't mind waiting for a month for you to just kind of get everything together, because I told them I was moving back home, I was living on campus. There was like a lot going on, so I felt like I wasn't ready to go out and just go to audition, because the way auditions work is they email you like the day before the audition. Hey, you have an audition tomorrow, can you make it? It's at 2 p.m. and so location. You're like, okay, gotta drop everything in my life to just go to this audition. That's how it really is. I was just really blessed that I had the opportunity, and I landed the first agent that I auditioned for, and I did not audition for any other agents because I don't know, I was just so set on that agency. And I'm still with the same agency today. But that finishes up my story. So if you like this video, please like below, subscribe, and comment if you have any questions, or feel free to say hi. I will post more videos about my acting career. Actually, funny story, I landed a gig. I did a print shoot for a company, and I found myself online. So maybe I'll do a video about that experience and how that went for my first print shoot. If you are interested, wondering how my first print shoot went, feel free to comment below, and I will go into details and talk about how I felt and how it was doing a print shoot for a company, which was really cool. Stay cool, stay in school, and if you're out of school, have an amazing summer break. Please feel free to watch my other videos on Pantha Chick Vlogs. If you want a video about my dog Chip, hit me up. I will do a video about him as well. And yeah.